Thank you, everyone. I'd now like to introduce Todd Angilly, who's the official anthem singer for the Boston Bruins, to sing our national anthem for us. Todd.
Honor God, present arms!
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, who were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Honor God, order! Post colors.
All right, thank you, everyone. You may be seated. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I'd like to thank the members of the Reading Police Honor Guard and the Irish American Police Officers Association Pipe and Drum Corps for coming tonight. Really add something to the ceremony here. And thank you to Todd Angilly for taking time out of his busy schedule to be part of this and help us out tonight. This is a big deal for the awardees, the police officers, the firefighters, and it's a big deal for the family. So we thank everybody for taking time out to come here tonight. And it's, like I said, a big night for us, so thank you.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for coming tonight. I'd like to thank Senator Lewis, Representative Jones, and Representative Haggerty, members of the Select Board, and Town Manager Fidel Maltez, and also the families and friends of our firefighters and police officers for coming here tonight. I'd also like to thank Todd Angilly. What a fantastic job singing the national anthem. I also want to thank the Irish American Police Officers Association, Pipes and Drums, and the Reading Police Honor Guard. I also want to thank Chief David Clark for his leadership in planning this event tonight. So tonight we're here to recognize the hard work of those who have been recently promoted and those who have performed above and beyond what's normally expected, and those who have reached significant milestones in their careers. We also want to introduce and welcome new members and their families into a very special public safety team. And I'd like to invite Town Manager Fidel Maltez up to the podium. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the town of Reading, it is my pleasure to welcome you to our second annual Reading Police and Fire badge pinning ceremony. My name is Fidel Maltez, and I am the town manager in Reading. A year ago, we gathered here in this Performance Arts Center to celebrate promotions and new hires following 2 years of the COVID-19 pandemic. While the pandemic has officially ended, the heroic work of our public safety teams continue each and every day. Tonight, we gather again to celebrate much-deserved promotions and to welcome new members to our public safety teams. Throughout this year, I have had a chance to work closely with the men and women of the Reading Police and Reading Fire Departments. You are an inspiration to our community, and it is an honor to serve along your side. I know that each and every one of you has worked very hard to get here. These pins are a culmination of years of hard and dedicated work. To your families, we say thank you. Please join me in celebrating members of the Reading Police and Fire Departments. Thank you.
We're going to start with the badge pinning part of it first. If family members, if you are coming up on stage, we call your party's name, please make your way to the stage. We do have a photographer here, so instead of just shooting off a stage, please wait for a minute and get a nice photograph taken with your families that are coming up. So with Lieutenant Pat Silva from the Reading Police Department, please make your way to the stage. He's going to be getting pinned tonight by his wife Vanessa and his children Sophia and Michael. Lieutenant Silva was hired by the police department in 2009 and attended the MBTA Transit Police Academy. He was promoted to sergeant in July of 2014 and then promoted to lieutenant in 2022. Prior to working for the police department, he worked for the Middlesex County Sheriff's Department. He has his master's degree in criminal justice from UMass Lowell and a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Salem State. He graduated from Reading Memorial High School in 2003. And on top of being the civil rights officer for the department, he's also works in the department's firearms team, less lethal team. He's a taser instructor.
I'd like to welcome firefighter paramedic Evan Loreth up to the stage. Accompanying firefighter Loreth will be his daughter Riley, age 6. Firefighter Loreth joined the Reading Fire Department on May 6, 2022. He first became an EMT in 2011. He's been a paramedic since 2013. Prior to joining the Reading Fire Department, Evan was a Bedford firefighter from 2017 until May of 2022. Firefighter Loreth was also the ALS coordinator for the Bedford Fire Department. And so I'd like to welcome you to the Reading Fire Department.
Would Sergeant Ben Woodward please make his way to the stage? Sergeant Woodward will be pinned by his wife tonight, Lindsay. Sergeant Woodward was hired by the Reading Police Department in 2017 and graduated from the Reading Police Academy. Previously, he worked at Mass General Hospital as a special police officer. He graduated from Salem State University with a degree in criminal justice, and he's a field training officer, member of the Honor Guard, and the mountain bike unit. Congratulations, Sergeant Woodward.
I'd like to invite Firefighter Patrick Stewart up to the stage, along Firefighter Stewart's going to be pinned by his daughter Reagan, age 5. Firefighter Stewart joined the Reading Fire Department on May 7th, 2022. He first became an EMT in 2008. He has experience as a paramedic since 2013. He serves as an operations supervisor for a private ambulance company. Prior to joining us, Evan was a Bedford firefighter from 2015 until May of 2022. Firefighter Stewart was an ALS coordinator for the Bedford Fire Department from 2017 to 2020.
Would Sergeant Scott Craven please come to the stage? He's being pinned by his wife, Stacy, and we were a question mark on your son. A little late? A little late, okay. Sergeant Craven has his master's degree in cybersecurity and a master's degree in criminal justice, as well as a bachelor's degree in homeland security. He graduated from Reading Memorial High School in 2007, and in July 2016 attended the Randolph Municipal Police Training Academy, was hired by the Reading Police Department. Previously, he worked for the Federal Reserve Police and was promoted to sergeant in 2023. Sergeant Craven is a field training officer, a member of the Honor Guard unit, a RAD instructor, and part of the firearms team. And prior to becoming a sergeant, he served as a department armorer.
I'd like to invite Firefighter Paramedic Andrew Smith to the stage. Firefighter Smith is going to be pinned by his father, Bill Smith. Firefighter Smith joined the Reading Fire Department on May 8th, 2022. He began his firefighting career in 2018, working as a call firefighter for the Onset, Massachusetts, in the Hamilton Fire Department. Andrew has a bachelor's degree from the Massachusetts Maritime Academy in Emergency Management and Homeland Security. He graduated from the Massachusetts Firefighting Academy on January 9th, 2023. Welcome, Andrew.
Would Officer Michael Davis please come up to the stage? He'll be joined by his wife, Nicole Davis. Officer Davis has his bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Salem State University, and he attended Bishop Fenwick High School. He was hired in January of 2022 and attended the Reading Police Academy. Prior to working for us, he worked for the Department of Youth Services and the Department of Corrections. He's a member of the Honor Guard unit.
I'd like to invite Firefighter Paramedic Michael Poulin to the stage. Firefighter Poulin is going to be pinned by his father, Lieutenant Gary Poulin of the Chelsea Fire Department. Firefighter Poulin joined the Reading Fire Department on May 9th, 2022. He first became an emergency medical technician in 2016. He became a certified paramedic in January of 2022 and worked for a private ambulance company. Firefighter Poulin graduated from the Massachusetts Firefighting Academy on January 9th, 2023. Welcome, Michael.
Officer Andrew Schmitz, please come up to the stage. He's going to be pinned tonight by his mother, and I'm going to try my best with the last name. Porkonicki? Oh, is it? All right. Officer Schmitz has his Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice from Northeastern University. He attended Boston College High School. He was hired by the Reading Police Department in 2022, and prior to that, he worked for the Boston Police Department from 2020 until he transferred over to us. Will Officer Robert Hutchins please come to the stage? He's going to be joined by his wife, Lauren. Officer Hutchins has his bachelor's degree in criminal justice from the University of Massachusetts and he attended high school at Shawshene Valley Technical High School in Billerica. He was hired by us in 2022. Prior to joining the Reading Police Department, he worked for the Middlesex Sheriff's Office, attended the Sheriff's Academy and the Bridge Academy. Also, DaLonn Pearson, please join us on stage. He'll be joined by his wife, Kristen, and his kiddos. Also, Pearson has his bachelor's degree from Springfield College in Community Youth Development and Leadership. He attended Winchester High School. He was hired by us in 2022. Prior to that, he worked for the Wayland Police Department as a police officer, and he attended the Reading Police Academy, graduating in 2020. We kindly ask if Senator Lewis, Representative Jones, and Haggerty could please join us on stage. So the first award we're giving out tonight is the Reading Police Department's Officer of the Year. Would School Resource Officer Brian Lewis please come to the stage? When we choose the Police Officer of the Year, we take recommendations from every member of the department, and it's voted on by the command staff. This year we had a lot of great people that got put in for it, but this year was clearly one person rose above all. As everybody knows, the Comfort Dog program of the police department has been extremely successful, one of the most successful programs we've ever had. And in short, be honest, we wouldn't have this program if it wasn't for School Resource Officer Brian Lewis. He did all the legwork, researched everything, secured the 2 dogs, Rusty and Cooper, the donations from Bloomfield Labs, and researched all the policy procedures, insurance, everything we would need, prepared questions for us for the school committee, we presented to the school committee. To be honest with you, this program wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. So he is more than well deserving in the Officer of the Year. So we thank you, Brian, for everything you've done. Thank you.
All right, I'd like to invite the Reading Firefighter of the Year, Firefighter Derek Loftus, to the stage. In the Reading Fire Department, we select our Firefighter of the Year by a vote of all department members. Each department member is given a ballot that asks for one nominee to be selected that represents the best of the Reading Fire Department and the best of the fire service in general, and to include a reason why they chose that particular candidate. As a result of this process, Derek was overwhelmingly chosen for this honor. Derek has been a firefighter for 22 years. He was hired just before we upgraded our emergency medical system to the advanced life support level. Derek wanted to be a part of this new system, and he put himself through paramedic school. Then he earned his bachelor's degree, and then his master's degree. Department members selected Derek because he has consistently, over many years, invested his time and energy to help other firefighters. Derek continually gives of himself to others. He has done this in many ways. He serves as a mentor for new firefighters, providing training and support to enable our new personnel to succeed. He is a key part of our EMS training program, where he shares his vast EMS experience. Derek also sought out and received specialized training in critical incident stress, and he has used this training several times to help firefighters in need. I cannot think of a more deserving firefighter to receive this honor. I am proud to present this insignia designating Firefighter Derek Loftus as the Reading Firefighter of the Year for 2023. Derek, congratulations.
The next award is going to be presented by Deputy Chief of Police Christine Amendola.
Good evening. Years ago, if you were to tell me that we would have several non-police positions to help us ensure that we could have the best follow-up care and expertise for our community, to include a mental health clinician, I wouldn't have believed you. However, our times have changed, our calls have changed, and most importantly, our response has changed. We were very lucky. November town meeting in 2022, the members voted to fund a full-time mental health clinician position before we even asked. This was very exciting for us and the coalition. We never imagined in the first round of interviews and hiring process we would hit a home run. We were hoping we would find a clinician with a few years experience that could work on her own. We never imagined we'd find one that already had police department experience. To our disbelief, we were lucky enough to find an extremely experienced mental health clinician with over 20 years now of crisis intervention, mental health treatment, and substance abuse and care. In her most recent position before Reading, she was the Assistant Director of a Mobile Crisis for Mental Health Center of Manchester, working regularly with Manchester Police Department. I also thought she must be qualified because she had 10 medical letters after her name, so she looked qualified to me. Who I am speaking of is the one and only Taunya Jarzyniecki, common spelling. She was a no-brainer for us. She began to work with us last April. When I say she hit the ground running, I mean it. I've never seen anything like it. We quickly learned Taunya is not shy, has a big personality, and will wear any costume we give her. Taunya's first priority was to get to know each officer and establish trust and rapport. She did a ride-along with each officer. This entailed coming into work at all different times and days. She quickly earned trust and the respect of the department. It is not easy to get police officers to speak with a mental health clinician, no matter how much we stress they should. And the fact that they are wanting to speak to the one inside our department says so much about Taunya's confidentiality promise and professionalism. It is just over a year since she has become our mental health resource for all town employees, residents she visits at the senior center, libraries, and schools. She's conducted hundreds of follow-up calls and visits to those the police officers put her in touch with. She is the link between getting someone with a crisis to the services they need. She serves as a member of the Hoarding Task Force, a member of the Crisis Intervention Team. She's on the Reading Public Schools District Support Team and the Mystic Valley Public Health Coalition, to name a few. Taunya has truly become a member of the RPD family. It is hard to believe she's only been here for 1 year. Within that year, she has earned herself the Employee of the Year because of her hard work and dedication. Taunya is truly a special person, and we are so lucky to have her. And it's my privilege to present you this award, if you would get up on stage. Oh, sorry. And if she has any family that would like to come up with her.
Would Lieutenant Detective Richard Abate please come to the stage? So, for those who know Lieutenant Detective Abate, you know he's more on the quieter side, not shy, doesn't love the public limelight. And for tonight, the Deputy Chief and I have had a new award that we call the Chief's Unsung Hero Award. And there's one person. He doesn't like recognition. You can see he's a little reluctant to get up here. But Lieutenant Detective Richard Abate is our Unsung Hero of the Award for 2022. This award... This award is given by the two chiefs who deserve a member of the department who has dedicated themselves to the department and the community, often without praise and recognition they deserve. When looking up the characteristics of an unsung hero, the top 5 are empathy, humility, committed to the cause, the courage to do the right thing, and consistent excellence and teamwork. Lieutenant Detective Abate is everything listed above and more. Lieutenant Detective Abate has been supervising the detectives unit, the school resource officers, the coalition for almost 10 years. He has been the president of the Supervisors Union for a long time, and he leads from the front, and it always ensures that everyone in the department is taken care of. It's with great pleasure, Rich. I've known you for a long time. We knew each other way back in high school. We've moved up the ranks together, and you truly are one of the people that make sure everybody else gets taken care of, and you always think of them before yourself. So I cannot think of anybody more deserving this award than you. So thank you, Rich. I'd like to thank Senator Lewis, Representatives Jones, and Haggerty for joining us tonight. Thank you. Thank you.
We have another very special award tonight, and we've named it the Perseverance Award. So if Officer Erik Drauschke and his family would come to the stage. As police officers, at one point in our lives, we decided our path was to help others, keep them safe from harm, and serve our community. With that responsibility inevitably comes risk. How big is that risk? It's unmeasurable. We all know these risks going into it, and our families know it too. But what I bet none of us thought of when we were taking our oath is what would happen if we had to make the quickest decision of our life to ensure that we would go home to our family that night. Will I be okay? On February 3rd, 2018, Officer Erik Drauschke had to make that decision. Erik and all Reading officers were able to go home that night to their loved ones. But it was only the beginning of an almost 5-year struggle. Yes, 5 years. It was 5 years of judgment, of what-ifs, and opinions on what could have been done differently from those who have never stepped foot in a police uniform, have never responded to an emergency, and have never responded to calls of violence. People who have never had a career where they worry about going home at night. This past November, Erik finally got his day in court, a day that should have never happened, but it was his time. I won't go into all the details, but let's just say that week alone was an uphill battle. It was upsetting for all of us there to listen and watch the prosecution, who normally works with us, representing our cases, go against us, put down our training, put down our officers, and question our decision-making. I can't begin to imagine what Erik, Erik's wife Colleen, Erik's mom, and his family endured that week. I don't know how they got themselves back in the courtroom each morning, but they did. And on Monday, November 21st, 2022 is a date I know Erik will remember for the rest of his life as the day he got his freedom and future back. And it's also Harper's 5th birthday. When I tell you Erik and Colleen are two of the strongest people I know, I assure you it's true. When they got married and repeated the words, for better or worse, they meant it. Over the 5 years, Erik and Colleen's marriage and family stayed strong. They both worked extra and long hours to ensure they could keep the life they were living and provide for their beautiful daughter. Erik did what he had to do, and he got a job with a tree company. This was pure manual labor. Anyone knows? Erik knows that that's not what he's into. Many people might not have made it through something like this, but what I truly hope helped Erik was that we had his back. The officers, dispatchers, and staff never turned their back. I want to remind everyone, especially supervisors, to fight for your people, fight for the right thing. Leadership is an action, not a position. This was out of our hands, but we never gave up hope and continued to support our fellow brother. We are so thankful Erik is back in uniform and back to work. This shows you his commitment to this profession and helping others. Erik never lost sight of his desire to stay a police officer. We are all so happy and grateful to have him back where he belongs with his Reading police family. And not just because I have someone to go to the car wash for me. Just kidding. But really, each day I see Erik now, I have nothing but pure admiration for his strength. I told Erik there will be something to come out of this all. He will now be there to help other officers who may go through the same thing. Though most of the worst part is over, Erik and all officers on that scene will still need our support. It's no secret we are in trying times as police officers. Despite it all, here we all are. We still want to serve and protect our community. In order to do this, we need courage, empathy, and the desire to make the world a better place. We also need to have great inner strength and perseverance. Perseverance is a continued effort to do something despite the difficulties, failures, or opposition. I can't think of a person that fits this definition any better than Erik and what his family has been through. It is our honor to present Erik with the Perseverance Award from staying strong and overcoming all these obstacles for over 5 years.
I'd like to invite Firefighter Michael Wood up to the stage. We had the Massachusetts Fire Service Commission designed an award to honor and recognize firefighters' years of service in 20, 25, 30, 35, 40-year increments. Firefighter Michael Wood has earned a 25-year service award. Firefighter Wood is a veteran of the United States Air Force. He has a bachelor's degree in fire science. He has a master's degree in emergency services management. He's an emergency medical technician. He received a commendation for actions at a motor vehicle accident with entrapment on January 26, 2021. And he serves as a mentor, providing training for new personnel. And I want to say congratulations, Michael. We have a pin for you for your dress uniform and a certificate. And thank you. Thank you. Next, I'd like to invite up Captain Scott Myette. Captain Myette has earned a 20-year service award. Captain Myette was one of the first group of 8 firefighters who first began providing advanced life support treatment in Reading. He has a bachelor's degree in fire science from Columbia Southern University. He served a number of years as our EMS liaison and has been very involved in our EMS training program. Captain Myette was a Reading Firefighter of the Year in 2008 and received a Liberty Mutual Fire Mark Award in 2014. Captain Myette received a commendation for actions at a cardiac arrest on June 28, 2013. He received a commendation for actions at a motor vehicle accident with entrapment on January 26, 2021. He received a commendation and was recognized at the 31st Annual Massachusetts Firefighter of the Year Award for actions at a February 24, 2020 4-alarm fire on High Street in Reading. At this fire, Group 1 members rescued 2 occupants of a burning apartment in a 12-unit apartment building. So congratulations, Captain Myette. I'd like to invite Firefighter Thomas McCarthy up on stage. Firefighter McCarthy was among the first group of 8 firefighters who first began providing advanced life support treatment in Reading. He received a commendation for actions at a motor vehicle accident with entrapment on January 26, 2021. He received a commendation and was recognized at the 31st Annual Massachusetts Firefighter of the Year Award for actions at a February 24, 2020 4-alarm fire on High Street in Reading. At this fire, Group 1 members rescued 2 occupants of a burning apartment in a 12-unit apartment building. Firefighter McCarthy also received a commendation in 2016 for treatment of a pregnant patient in cardiac arrest. As a result of that treatment, both the mother and baby survived. So congratulations. Next, I'd like to invite up Firefighter Devlin. Firefighter Devlin was also among the first group of 8 firefighters who first began providing advanced life support treatment in Reading. He served as our EMS coordinator from 2004 until 2007 and was outstanding in that role. Firefighter Devlin was selected for Firefighter of the Year in 2005. He received a commendation in March 28, 2018 for rescuing and treating a dog that was struck by a car and trapped underneath. So.
Next, I'd like to call to the stage Community Service Officer Kristen O'Shaughnessy, School Resource Officer Matthew Batcher, Officer Cody Costa, Traffic and Safety Officer Michael Skelton, and School Resource Officer Brian Lewis. One of the most important goals of the chief, the town manager, and I is to build trust in the community with our residents. If our residents only saw the Reading police officers during stressful, criminal, or negative events, it would be hard for our citizens to feel that we have their best interest and safety as our priority. One of the best ways we can establish positive relationship is to get out there and provide a high level of community service. Many of you know we are very lucky to have a full-time community service officer. Community Service Officer Kristen O'Shaughnessy has been with the department for 17 years and has been the Community Service Officer since 2016. Kristen will be receiving our first ever Community Service Award. Kristen is extremely dedicated to this role. She is in charge of coordinating so many big events to include the Citizens Police Academy, RAD classes, school lunch takeover, the helmet citation program, and her favorite, I know she's sad it's over, the open house. This all sounds very easy, but if you've ever worked for Chief Clark, he'll tell you have a week to do it, but you actually have 4 minutes. So she's endured that, and she's still going strong. We are very grateful to have Community Service Officer Kristen O'Shaughnessy. With all these programs, Kristen couldn't do it alone. We have so many deserving officers that help us out. With this being the first time we are presenting this award, we wanted to give it to a few officers who have been doing it for a very long time. The rest of you, we see you, keep volunteering. 2 of the other deserving officers are our school resource officers. Even though Brian already got an award tonight, he gave me a gift card for $49.99 to get him back up here. Just kidding. Brian Lewis and Matt Batcher are actual heroes at school. They are exemplary. It's really sad when I go to like High Five Friday or something at a school and the sheer look of disappointment on their face that it's not Officer Matt or Officer Brian. It's really touching. If Kristen's at an event, so are Matt and Brian. They also have to attend all the other school events. Now they're also cheating. Now they have 2 dogs with them, so they still remain the favorite, but we are very lucky to have these 2 officers represent us at the schools. So the next awards go to Officer Brian Lewis and Matt Batcher. Another officer that has gone above and beyond is Traffic and Safety Officer Michael Skelton. Officer Skelton attends and helps set up so many events. I know he loves to give back to this community. It probably has nothing to do with the fact that Kristen sits next to him and makes him do this all, but he's actually born and raised in Reading, and he is a true definition of a townie, even though he likes to call everyone else it. He cares so much to make this town the best it can be. He has a very happy, smiling face and is willing to help out everyone. Thank you, Mike, for all your hard work and dedication over the years. The final Community Service Officer Award is being presented to Officer Cody Costa. Cody has been with the department since 2018. Since day 1, he has been one of our biggest volunteers for all our community events. Cody is a RAD instructor, and it means so much to him to help teach women to protect themselves. Cody volunteers for many other events, such as the Special Olympics and Police National Night Out. He is also the first officer to stop by a lemonade stand to chat with kids and to help us lose the basketball game against kids at the YMCA. Cody is on patrol and is always out looking to interact with the public. We are very grateful to have officers like Cody Coster out there.
Tonight, we're going to recognize personnel who saved patients' lives through their high-quality EMS care. Our EMS coordinator, Firefighter Joe LaPola, is going to describe each of the incidents. First, I'd like to introduce our EMS coordinator, Firefighter Joseph LaPola. To have a high-quality EMS system, you have to have talented paramedics, high-quality training, and proper oversight and support. Our EMS coordinator, Firefighter LaPola, provides that oversight, training, and support. Joe has been our EMS coordinator since 2007 and is a significant factor in why our system performs at such a high level. Firefighter LaPola began his career in EMS in 1991, first as an EMT. He went back to school and became a paramedic in 1996. Firefighter LaPola's experience and education in EMS is outstanding. I routinely rely on Joe's expertise and judgment. He works tirelessly to ensure we deliver the highest levels of EMS care possible. Firefighter LaPola also filled a critical role in the town of Reading's coordinated response to COVID-19. He made sure firefighters were safe, provided education and protective equipment. He regularly checked in with elder care facilities in town to provide assistance, guidance, and personal protective equipment to their staff. Firefighter LaPola was instrumental in the fire department's efforts to coordinate and assist in staffing town-wide COVID-19 vaccination sites and provide vaccines in the home to residents that were homebound. Firefighter LaPola has been a Reading firefighter since 2005. He has an associate's degree in fire science. He was the Firefighter of the Year in 2014. He received a commendation for actions in treating a cardiac arrest patient on January 15, 2015. So I want to thank Firefighter LaPola for his guidance, support, expertise, and dedication to the citizens of Reading. And we just have a small token of that thanks for you, for your EMS leadership. Thank you, Joe. Thank you
very much. Thank you, Chief. The town of Reading is extremely fortunate to have a robust, advanced pre-hospital, fire-based emergency medical system. The Reading Fire Department Emergency Medical System comprises of 52 EMTs and paramedics that are highly skilled to mitigate any medical emergency that may occur in our community. Additionally, Reading is the only community within the Metro Boston area that deploys an entire fleet of apparatus that is equipped to provide advanced care wherever, whenever the emergency occurs. The Reading Fire Department personnel and equipment ensure a high level of care is immediately available when the need arises. This early access to advanced care truly makes a difference when emergencies occur. I want to acknowledge our chiefs, our town manager, our select board, and our community for providing us with the resources to be able to deliver this high level of care. We just have a few awards to give out. At approximately 13:30 one afternoon, Reading Fire Department Engine 3 with a mutual aid ambulance and a paramedic unit were dispatched to a local address for a reported unresponsive person. The responding apparatus were updated en route that bystander CPR had been initiated with dispatch providing instructions. Upon arrival, under the command of Lieutenant Buckley, the crew was presented with a 39-year-old resident who presented pulseless and apneic without that bystander CPR being performed. This resident did have a prior moderate cardiac history. No complaints prior to this incident. Due to the nature of this response, Captain Poulin added himself to the assignment to provide assistance if needed. High-quality CPR was initiated, and Captain Poulin arrived on scene to assist the engine crew. The resident was defibrillated multiple times, and an IV was established. Multiple doses of epinephrine and an antiarrhythmic were administered, as well as a fluid bolus. As a result of these treatments, all while still in the living room, spontaneous circulation was achieved. A 12-lead EKG was performed, as well as high-flow oxygen was administered, all before the mutual aid ambulance arrived on scene. The resident had an extended hospital stay and made a full recovery. Please join me in recognizing Captain Daniel Poulin, Lieutenant Ryan Buckley, Firefighter Paramedic Derek Loftus, and Firefighter Paramedic Erik Bagby. At approximately 0800 one morning, Reading Fire Department Engine 3 and Paramedic 1 were dispatched to a local address for a reported 59-year-old resident that was reported as unresponsive. Crews were updated and wrote that bystander CPR had been initiated. Under the command of Lieutenant Ryan, the crews were presented with a 59-year-old resident in cardiac arrest after exercising. The engine crew took over and provided high-quality CPR while the medic crew began to deliver advanced care. Firefighters applied a cardiac monitor and defibrillated the patient a total of 6 times. The patient was then intubated. 3 doses of epinephrine were administered, as well as an antiarrhythmic through an intravenous line. As a result of this treatment, spontaneous circulation was achieved on the scene and post-intubation sedation was administered. The patient was then moved to the ambulance for transport to a local hospital for further treatment. We are extremely happy to report that this patient has made a full recovery. Please assist me in recognizing Lieutenant Ryan and his crews, Firefighter Paramedic Stephen Venari, Firefighter Paramedic Markendi Vernette, Firefighter Paramedic Carl Granath, and Firefighter Paramedic Evan Loreth. Last one, I promise. At approximately 0900 hours one morning, Reading Ladder 1 with a mutual aid ambulance was dispatched to a local address for reported person choking. Lieutenant Paul Dalton in Reading Engine 1 added his crew to the call to provide assistance if needed. En route, both apparatuses were updated that the resident was now unresponsive. Upon arrival, they were presented with a minimally responsive person sitting upright on a chair. The resident was cyanotic and apneic and was quickly moved to the floor. Firefighter Paramedic O'Doherty utilized advanced airway equipment to visualize a food substance and remove copious amounts of food particles that were blocking the airway, preventing respiration. This procedure needed to be performed multiple times due to the amount of food obstructing the airway. High-flow oxygen was administered and IV access was established before the mutual aid ambulance arrived on scene. This patient was now conscious and alert, and a Reading Fire Department paramedic firefighter assisted the mutual aid ambulance to the local hospital. Please assist me in recognizing Lieutenant Dalton and his crews, Firefighter EMT Dana Ballou, Firefighter Paramedic O'Doherty, and Firefighter Paramedic Joseph Bielecki, who's not here tonight because he's on his honeymoon. This evening, we have highlighted 3 high acuity situations that demonstrate the difference that our robust advanced emergency medical services system makes. Although we recognize specific members this evening, our entire organization is dedicated to providing skilled emergency medical care and does so on a daily basis without hesitation. Thank you.
Would also Kaylin Balbo please join us on the stage? Also, Balbo is being presented with the life-saving ribbon. She was put in for this award by Lieutenant Patrick Silva, Lieutenant Paul Dalton from the fire department. On March 30th, Officer Balbo responded to a call from a male that was choking. Officer Balbo arrived on scene and assessed the situation, and she immediately performed what is commonly referred to as the Heimlich maneuver, and a large piece of food was dislodged from the patient. Officer Balbo continued to perform abdominal thrust as there was more food that was stuck in the patient's throat, and worked as a team with the Reading Fire Department personnel assisting the patient's recovery. According to the letters from Lieutenant Silva and Lieutenant Dalton, Officer Balbo's decisive actions directly contributed to saving this person's life. So congratulations, Officer Balbo. Last couple of things. We, as you know, at the Reading Police Department, work very hard to service our community and try to do everything we can to protect the community and to serve the community. But we can't do it without partnership from members of the community and organizations of the community. One of the partnerships we have is with the Reading Rifle and Revolver Club. They have opened up the doors to us for our training, not just with our annual training we need to do for firearms, but for less lethal movement drills, and any action we need. Anytime we call them, they're more than willing to give us their range, let us practice. As you know, training is key in our environments, and without their assistance, without them donating the building to us, donating the ranges to us, we could not train as well as we do. So we could not do what we do without your help, and we could not help the community without your assistance. So we just want to present you with a little award tonight, thanking you for your assistance. We'd like to thank Middlesex Animal Clinic, Dr. Harrison, and all our staff for taking such great care of Officers Cooper, Rusty, and Canine Tango. They've done a wonderful job taking care of our 3 canines in the departments, and they've also donated a whole bunch of the services towards us and not charged us for a bunch of services that have been done on all 3 dogs. The Reading community wants to thank you for taking such good care of Reading's by far most popular officers. Thank you. I'm sure most of you know that every year we run at least 2 RAD classes, Women's Self-Defense classes, put on by the police department. We're able to offer this program free of charge to any woman that needs it. And part of the reason we've been able to offer that free of charge is by the generous donations of the Women's League of Reading. Every year when they hold a fundraiser, they donate a portion of their funds to us to allow us to run this program continuously every year. Again, part of giving back to community means that the community helps us as well. We could not continue to offer this program without your generosity and support. So thank you very much for your support of the police department and specifically to the RAD Women's Self-Defense program. Thank you. So I'd like to thank everybody for coming tonight. This is the end of the ceremony. We'd like to thank Rachel Neal of the Flower Shop of Reading for donating the flower arrangements that were on stage with us. We'd like to thank Al Pereira from Advanced Photo for the great pictures for tonight. And we'd like to thank the family, friends, our representatives, town manager, select board, and everybody for coming out tonight. It's a very special night for everybody. I just want to say thank you and appreciate you coming. Thank you.